welcome to the finals of the RoboCup Logistics League sponsored by Festo. There are two participants, the Technical University of Munich on this side, on this field, the TUMsBendingUnits, and on the other side is Team robOTTO from Magdeburg. Both teams are from Germany. Currently there's a setup phase in which the team is still allowed to modify the robot, work on it, start it up. At some point the lights will switch a little faster, and then the actual game will start. And during the game I'm going to explain a little what the robots are going to do. So you see Team Magdeburg is still preparing on the robot, so they're fixing some things, I guess, and Team Munich is ready to go. So the first thing that the robots will need to do, now all the lights have changed to one steady light configuration. The controlling computer on the side has told the robots about what light signal indicates which machine type. And now the robots have to explore the arena, check all the machines for their light signals, and report back the actual type of the machine. As you can see, the Team Munich is doing that with 3 robots, quite nicely coordinated so that they do not collide into each other. I think Team Magdeburg is using only 1 robot at the moment. So this is definitely an advantage of the Team Munich. But the exploration phase will run for 3 minutes anyway. After the robots have completed, they can position themselves, but they are not allowed during the exploration phase to touch the pucks in any way. So the pucks here that you see will represent virtual products during the production phase, which they need to take to certain machines in a certain order to produce the final product. So now Team Munich has explored all the machines, and the robots are positioning themselves so that they will be able to run and go for a puck right once the game switches to production phase. The production phase will be 15 minutes, and during these 15 minutes the major goal is to deliver as many final or completely produced products as possible. So all pucks which are here on the floor are in the input storage and called raw products. The machines, as said, have certain types, and the types indicate what kind of input the machines expect and what kind of output they produce once the production step is finished. So this one robot, in particular because it's one robot, they need much more time to recognize all the machines, but the team has shown before that they're able, even with one robot, to announce the types of all machines within the 3 minutes. So currently there have been 6 machines correctly reported on this field. And once the time runs out, they have to produce. So the maximum number of points which can be scored is 40 points. This is 4 points for each correctly recognized machine. For a wrongly recognized and reported machine, the team gets subtracted -3 points. So that means that you better say nothing than something wrong. So now you see that the production phase has started, and Team Munich, positioned quite nicely, can start immediately picking up the pucks. Team Munich is following the approach of having kind of a job market. So they have a couple of tasks which are available to the robots, and then the robots decide by themselves which task to take, which has the highest gain for the game. So there at machine 5 in the center, the yellow light indicates that the machine has accepted the input product, but it's still expecting more to complete the production cycle. There in the corner at machine 1, it seems that this is a T5 machine which takes only 1 input and then takes 20 to 40 seconds to produce it. So now it's finished processing the good, indicated by the green light signal, and now the robot can deliver the product. For each delivered product, a team scores 10 points. There are orders posted, which you can see on the screen, and there are 3 product types, P1 to P3. And during the game, there are 3 phases, each of 5 minutes, and in each of these phases, there are orders posted for 3 to 10 of each of the products. There's one particular thing. At some point, the referee will announce that there's a late order. This is kind of an express good where someone makes an order which has to be completed in a short amount of time, in 2 minutes. An additional puck will be placed, and that's a P3 product which has to be produced at the machine in the corner. So the machine in the middle has accepted another input product, and now one more puck needs to be taken there. So this machine here to the left in the corner has just produced an S1 puck, so there's only one production step necessary, but it's only an intermediate product, so it cannot be delivered right away. It needs to be taken to another processing machine which expects this kind of puck as input. So he's now trying to either complete or advance the work order at machine M2. So now it's processing and finished, so it has accepted the input product, but again it needs more inputs. And robOTTO has produced a correct P3 and is now ready to deliver the goods. And it seems like it could be waiting for a late order to be posted. No, it's not. So now it's starting. So this puck has been accepted, indicated by 3 lit light signals, and once it has been delivered, the referee takes out the delivered puck. There are some other situations. A robot could erroneously take one puck to an inactive delivery gate. In that case, the puck would be discarded and also be removed from the game. So robot 1 here is again filling a machine. So now there's a late order. The team has to place the puck within the square aside the input storage. If that puck is not removed during the late order, the second late order will just be placed anywhere in the input storage, and the team is free to choose the place. So now robot number 3 is producing the late order, and if he delivers it within 2 minutes, he scores double, so he gets 20 points instead of just 10 for delivery. And robot 2 was blocked for a short time, and now has the pathway free again to move on. So Team Munich has allocated or has put a virtual grid on this field, and once moving, they reserve a certain path on the arena so that they do not collide with each other. So that was again correctly delivered, 20 points for TUMsBendingUnits. So there seems to be another work order which is being completed just right now by robot number 1. Okay, so the score is at the moment 80 for TUMsBendingUnits and 52 for robOTTO from Magdeburg. For completing more complex work orders, there are also points awarded. For this product, which was produced right here in S2, you get 4 points. And if a full product is successfully produced, which means at the moment seemingly M5 or M2, then 12 points are awarded. Because to complete this work order, you have to take quite a few pucks to the machines. That's why it scores high.
Ja, over 10 minuten moeten we daar live zijn op de HKL.
So also Team Magdeburg has just successfully delivered their third puck.
Filmen met oranje shirt. Dus eigenlijk moet Peter nou ongeveer, ik had gezegd dat hij iets voor 10 of voor 2 wel...
So now that the machine is blinking orange, the machine rejected the input. So there was seemingly a wrong input put into the machine, and now the robot has to discard it or take a new product to complete the work order at that very machine. That can happen, for example, if the computer vision system does not recognize properly the light signals, and then they might assume that the work order has been completed while it actually is not. So in there, robot number 1 is showing another behavior. The pucks within the machine area that remain there after the production cycle has been completed are called consumed goods, and they have to be recycled. And so robot 1 now went to one of the recycling machines. One is in that corner, the other one is in this corner. And for recycling, the team also receives points. And then after the puck has been received, it's again a raw product and they can reuse it for the game. So there's also been a work order completed at the machine in the center, which awarded the TUMsBendingUnits with another 12 points. And now for the delivery, they will score another 10 points. Yeah, so that was another successful delivery. A typical strategy that we have seen during the tournament is that there's one robot assigned producing the easy goods, the P3s, which is currently the machine M2 in the far left corner, from your side, front right corner. Because there you can steadily score 10 points, and if you if you coordinate it so that you deliver the good within the late order time slot, you score twice or score double. So again, robot number 2 is going for a recycling run, and robot number 3 is also currently performing recycling. And there, the gate switched just before they try to deliver the goods. So the delivery gates, there's only one active delivery gate at a time, which is indicated by a green light signal, which you can see on the other field for Team Magdeburg. The light will switch every 60 to 180 seconds to another light, and then the team has to recognize that.
For the people that were watching the small size league, it's still in extra time and the score is 2-2, so we'll keep you updated about the score. The small size league final, extra time and the score is 2-2.
Is required. Okay, so Team Munich is just experiencing problems with the wireless network. The robots are allowed to communicate by Wi-Fi, but if they lose the connection, it's their own problem. So they have to deal with this problem on their own. And in particular, Team Munich, since they're using a very close coordination strategy among the robots, is sensitive to that. So sometimes the robot, if they cannot reach each other, will just decide to stop for a while to try to reconnect to the other robots. So robot number 3 is going for another recycling run, and robot number 3 has just successfully delivered another good. So the score is at the moment 161 points for Team Munich and 92 for Team Magdeburg. Again, it's an advantage here, of course, that Team Munich is using 3 robots. The rules of the competition allow for up to 3 robots which are in the arena, and it's up to the team to decide how many teams they can successfully use within the arena. So, for example, Team Magdeburg probably doesn't have such a sophisticated coordination strategy, and that's why they decided not to use more than one robot on the field at the moment. The robots, the teams are allowed to take out each robot once per game for at most 2 minutes, which is called maintenance, which can happen, for example, if a sensor is malfunctioning or the robot loses knowledge about its position. If the robot has to be removed a second time, or if it's misbehaving and, for example, damaging the field, it is disqualified from the rest of the game. So robot number 1 is again going for a longer production run now, and robot number 2 is going for recycling again. As you can see, the input storage, there are fewer and fewer pucks in there, so Team Munich has to recycle in order to be able to have enough pucks as inputs. So there's now a problem that the recycling gate is yellow flashing. That means that there was an invalid puck delivered, and this is probably the invalid puck that they delivered before to the machine M1, which was then just discarded in the same area. So the score is now Team Munich 177 points and Team RoboTTO from Magdeburg 102 points. So the games were also held during the German Open in Magdeburg in April, and from that time to now we have seen a huge advancement of the majority of the fields. So, for example, also Team robOTTO had issues, technical difficulties in Magdeburg, that they were able to solve it with just a few months, so that they now can have made it to the finals. So this was the second late order, and again for the late order, if there's still a puck within the insertion slot on the square, the team is allowed to place it anywhere within the insertion area where they see fit. So robot number 1 is already producing a P3 at the machine M2, and once this is delivered within 2 minutes, they would score double and get 20 points instead of 10. So robot number 1 has finished the completion, has completed the working order, and is now delivering it. So Team Munich had also had a very successful round-robin phase at the very beginning of the tournament, where they also scored almost twice as many points as the second team in the round-robin phase, the Caro Logistics from Aachen. So the score is now 201 to 122 points, and making it above 200 points is something that only Team Munich has demonstrated this year, and it's a quite amazing achievement. So Robot 1 continues to produce the P3 because that guarantees almost constant points. And there was also a puck placed now at the center machine, which was filled before. If that work order is completed, it awards another 12 points. And for the delivery, they could score another 10 points. So completing the more complex work orders quickly is a high gain in terms of score that you can achieve within the game. So Team Munich, they have a very nice driving capability, as you see, where they rotate while they're driving. The downside to this is that they do not have any collision avoidance, and that means that they need the close coordination and stop the game once they have lost the Wi-Fi. So robot number 1 is now going to pick up the final product, which was produced at the machine at the center, which already scored 12 points, and now they're going to deliver it for another 10 points. And robot number 2 is still trying to complete the word order at machine M2. 1. So it has just placed the puck under the light. So the last 30 seconds of the game are running, and robot number 2 is doing something probably not so planned. So they're asking now for maintenance of robot number 2, and the referee grants that request. The only rule where a request is denied is if two teams would collide. So that's a new point record. What is the final? 240 points for Team Munich and 132 for Team robOTTO from Magdeburg. Congratulations.